We need women at all levels, including the top, to change the dynamic, reshape the conversation, to make sure women's voices are heard and heeded, not overlooked and ignored. We can each define ambition and progress for ourselves. The goal is to work toward a world where expectations are not set by the stereotypes that hold us back, but by our personal passion, talents and interests. I learned that when life pulls you under, you can kick against the bottom, break the surface, and breathe again. You can date whoever you want, but you should marry the nerds and the good guys. We've got to get women to sit at the table. So there's no such thing as work-life balance. There's work, and there's life, and there's no balance. Turning feelings into words can help us process and overcome adversity. We call our little girls bossy. Go to a playground, little girls get called bossy all the time, a word that's almost never used for boys, and that leads directly to the problems women face in the workforce. Women don't take enough risks. Men are just foot on the gas pedal. We're not going to close the achievement gap until we close the ambition gap. It is the ultimate luxury to combine passion and contribution. It's also a very clear path to happiness. When my mother took her turn to sit in a gown at her graduation, she thought she only had 2 career options, nursing and teaching. She raised me and my sister to believe that we could do anything, and we believed her. If more women are in leadership roles, we'll stop assuming they shouldn't be. What about the rat race in the first place? Is it worthwhile? Or are you just buying into someone else's definition of success? Only you can decide that, and you'll have to decide it over and over and over. But if you think it's rat race, before you drop out, take a deep breath. Maybe you picked the wrong job. Try again. And then try again. Our discomfort with female leadership runs deep. We call little girls bossy. We never really call little boys bossy, because a boy is expected to lead, so it doesn't surprise or offend. I think we build resilience to prepare for whatever adversity we'll face. And we all face some adversity. We're all living some form of option B. Everyone needs more support than they are getting. Option B draws not just on my story but on the research and stories of many people overcoming all kinds of adversity. No one should have to go through challenges and trauma alone. Women are not making it to the top of any profession in the world. But when I say, the blunt truth is that men run the world, people say, really? That, to me, is the problem. There's no one way to grieve, and there's no one path. When you suffer a tragedy, the secondary loss of having it bleed into other areas of your life is so real. I tell people in their careers, look for growth. Look for the teams that are growing quickly. Look for the companies that are doing well. Look for a place where you feel that you can have a lot of impact. I probably shouldn't admit this since I work in the tech industry, but I still prefer reading paper books. Women attribute their success to working hard, luck, and help from other people. Men will attribute that, whatever success they have, that same success, to their own core skills. I want to tell any young girl out there who's a geek, I was a really serious geek in high school. It works out. Study harder. I think when tragedy occurs, it presents a choice. You can give in to the void, the emptiness that fills your heart, your lungs, constricts your ability to think or even breathe. Or you can try to find meaning. I'd like to see where boys and girls end up if they get equal encouragement. I think we might have some differences in how leadership is done. When I wrote Lean In, some people argue that I did not spend enough time writing about the difficulties women face when they don't have a partner. They were right. For any of us in this room today, let's start out by admitting we're lucky. We don't live in the world our mothers lived in, our grandmothers lived in, where career choices for women were so limited. Over the last 10 years, women have stalled out at the top. Sheryl Sandberg. Until women are as ambitious as men, they're not going to achieve as much as men. I really think we need more women to lean into their careers and to be really dedicated to staying in the workforce. I have never worked for a woman, and I have never worked with a lot of women. It's easy to dislike the few senior women out there. What if women were half the positions in power? It would be harder to dislike all of them. When you're more valuable, the people around you will do more to make it work. Most people assume that women are responsible for households and child care. Most couples operate that way, not all. That fundamental assumption holds women back. The number one impediment to women succeeding in the workforce is now in the home. The most important thing, and I've said it 100 times and I'll say it 100 times, if you marry a man, marry the right one. What I tell everyone, and I really do for myself is, I have a long-run dream, which is I want to work on stuff that I think matters.